the Ice Age trail kind of runs through a lot of logging roads and old ones like this. I mean, not really, nothing's using it now. But going is kind of easy in here. But there's a catch. It's like you kind of get comfortable walking on these paths, and the Ice Age trail frequently kind of shoots off one side or the other as you're going. It takes this little tiny one, and they're not always like, I guess they're always marked. I haven't seen one that wasn't yet, but if you're just rolling along, woo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, sometimes you miss them. And you're like, man, I haven't seen a blaze in a while. But look, no blaze. No blaze. Usually if you go on a little bit, then you find one. But if you don't, then it's time to pull out the maps, whatever you use. Kind of orientate yourself before you get too far off. So then usually you go on a little bit and you'll see, oh, there's a blaze, clearly marked. And you get off those logging roads onto the little trails. But if you're walking along on those logging roads, it's wise to keep an eye out for those turnoffs and save you from checking your maps all the time. Which, by the way, for me, mostly out here, I use the Gut Hooks app. Actually, it's the Far Out app now, and I find that pretty reliable on the trail. I also have the guidebook. It's on my phone, but that's kind of the written instructions on kind of how to pass through. That'll work in a pinch. And on the road walks, the Google Maps I found to be the most helpful. And because then you can kind of, you're free to kind of pick your own route on the roads. So you can kind of take them as you see best. So actually, I think it would be good to take a moment and explain what is Gut Hooks. Because I had said that I use that for my navigation. And it's basically, it's an app that you can download and purchase trail maps. And along the way are marked various waypoints of interest, water sources, potential water sources, camp spots, roads and stuff. And which is pretty nice. But the best thing about it is you leave comments as you go, or you're able to leave comments. So you can say that this stream is really good water here, or this stream isn't flowing anymore, you know. And post those comments so other hikers coming through can see it. And that's kind of the biggest, that's the biggest thing they got going for them on those maps. So real easy to use. Maybe I'll throw in a screenshot or something here and get an idea, I guess. So anyways, that's what Gut Hooks is. Except it's called Far Out now, so they changed their name. That's what Far Out is. First snake on the trail. Hey there, little fella. No rattlesnakes here, but there's plenty of these little wood snakes. I was wondering when I was going to see one. Hey. Oh, he's a speedy little fella. Yeah, I don't mean you any harm. Have a good day. Here we have a fine piece of construction. Look at this. Whew. So, nice little camp spot back in here. It's kind of boggy. Actually, it's very boggy. So I bet you my mosquitoes are buzzing. Oh man, I get no peace here. But right by this big old boulder, beautiful little campsite. it's too early in the day for me to stop now. So I'm gonna hike on. But somewhere up ahead, oh boy, boggy. Somewhere up ahead, I'm gonna hope to find another little spot, something like that. Let's go. Woo! So I just came from down there, kind of come under this thing and then up the trail, climbing up on top. There's kind of this sort of big hill, but it's long and skinny, and I think now I'm kind of going across the top of it, and that is an esker. Sort of a long, moundy hill. So how eskers are made is like when this is all covered in glaciers, and in the glaciers they carry a lot of rocks and sediment and boulders and everything else, and in the warmer glaciers there's like water moving through them. And so there was once a giant river bed kind of in the cracks of the ice flowing through here underneath in the glacier, and all the sediments get carried along and deposited here. And so as the glacier starts to melt away, then the top melts first, so it kind of uncovers it, and the sides remain ice to kind of keep all of the sediment in. And then it melts away even farther until it's gone, and it leaves a giant pile of dirt where that river flowed. So again, it's kind of like those ice-walled lakes. It's kind of like that, it's in reverse. So then you get a long pile of dirt where the river through the glacier flowed. That kind of makes sense. I don't know. Not really a geologist. I don't know all the finer details. But when you're looking ahead, you can see on either side it drops off, and I'm basically walking on this big long pile of dirt. The only other thing I know about them is they kind of show the way the glaciers were moving. They kind of line up where the lines go that direction. Kind of points the way the glaciers are. And that's kind of cool. I don't know. I'm sure there's better explanation of what an esker is, but this is an esker. Long, narrow, sandy hill. Man, that is just amazing. Just amazing. You know, you kind of read those explanations or definitions of words. It sure makes sense when you, like, standing on one. Awesome. It's crazy. Just imagine, like, how many hundreds or 1,000 years? Like, how long would that little river there have to flow to leave this much dirt behind? I don't know, but impressive. I like eskers. Eskers. Yeah, look at this. Beautiful water source here. It's just a little bit off trail, 0.1. Kind of walking along these sticks and sort of a little path out through this peat, this bog. It looks like ground, but when you step on it, you sink down in about 6 inches. That water out there is fantastic. There was literally like a beaver sitting right there on the logs where I got my water when I came up. He dove in and swam off. But fantastic. All right, hello everybody. I'm gonna take a moment here and show you how I make the culinary masterpiece of the hiking world, the Ramen-Bomb. So we begin Gonna take 20 ounces of water, give or take. Dump it into your cooking pot and get that boiling. Okay, so while that's going, get your other ingredients. You got a ramen chicken tonight with a roasted garlic. That sounds good. And Spam. Here's a little secret to the Spam. If you cut it before you open up this package and dump it into the sack, it works a whole lot better. And you do that by just squeezing it. It's Spam. Just squeeze it. So you just kind of fold it in the foil, still unopened. Now set that aside, set our potatoes aside. Then we got our ramen. So before you open the package of ramen, I like to give it a good squeeze, just to bust up all those noodles. And dump it in. Perfect. A little packet here, flavor. That goes in too. The beauty of the Ramen-Bomb is the prep work is minimal. The payout at the end, oh, fantastic. Fantastic. All right, got my flavoring packet in there. Shake that Spam down. Go in there too. You can see it'll squeeze out. All right, already perforated, you might say. It appears the water is at a boil. So it's time for the next step. Turn that off. Take that. Dump that on in. Good jiggling around. Mix up all the flavors. Here's where the secret comes. I like to wait 2 or 3 minutes. Give it a squeeze. You can feel when those noodles get soft, but not too soft. And then we'll move on to the next step. They are kind of the perfect consistency. I like that. So set that down a second. Get my potatoes open. And best way to do this is just dump them all in at once. Close it up. And then you want to kind of like lump it around and knead it, because that water will hit the potatoes and this prevents the skin from kind of developing. You want to get all of those taters moistened. Look at that. There you have it, Ramen-Bomb. It's man, I don't know. It's a pound or two of hot food that tastes, oh, it tastes good. And when it's cold, you can kind of set it on your legs and eat it, and it warms you up as you're eating it. It's hot though right now, so that's it. I just kind of fold over the lip. That is hot, but good. Got the texture of the noodles, got the lumps of the Spam, the smooth goodness of those potatoes. Doesn't get better than this. They're super cheap. They're not very heavy, and man, they fill you up. They're good. So that is the Ramen-Bomb. Look at that, I got a little pine needle in there. That is a Ramen-Bomb.